Welcome back, everybody, to Brutally Honest Reviews, only on the Brutally Honest Network. Here today, we are reviewing The Possession of Hannah Grace, which is very original. Not. So, The Possession of Hannah Grace is a supernatural horror film, and it was shot in Boston and directed by some guy by the name of Diederik Van Rooyen. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna correct him.
And it was shot on. I'll talk later about the production value and shit that only I can tear apart and that annoys me. But initial thoughts. What do you guys think? Starting with Rob.
This movie kept me on the edge of my seat.
See if you can figure out where the sarcasm ends.
Do the whole thing in sarcasm.
Every bit of this movie had me excited. The acting, tremendous. The scares, otherworldly. But seriously, this movie was dog shit. However, I enjoyed every minute of it. Fucking lovable disaster.
I love you for that. That's so good.
Full of pieces of shit and idiots. Red-headed, curly-headed fucks.
Oh my god, the kid was ugly.
The ugliest man I have ever seen.
I think so.
Almost overkill. He didn't need to be that ugly.
No one needs to be that ugly.
Just a ginger with an afro, and that wasn't well enough. Let's find him.
Let's
make him be really ugly.
Let's give him extra freckles and fucked up horse teeth. Let's make him annoying.
He came on screen, I was like, damn, that's good makeup.
As soon as he came on, I may have said, oh, this fucking kid.
Yeah.
I loved it.
What's really fucked up is I remember that kid coming on scene and
Everyone had
I'm
the
just
same
sitting
thought.
I went to see this alone, which was my first mistake. Because I'm very
scary.
Alright, I guess precursor, unlike the three of you, I am a little bit more frightful of possession movies than most. If it's done well. Yeah. No, I'm not that easily scared in a very brightly lit room.
Shut off the lights.
Yeah, if you shut the lights off and you boo me, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Yes.
This movie wasn't exactly scary, but I did go out to my car and check my back seat. Because it still left me very uncomfortable.
Check your back
Yeah,
seat
me
for
too.
CGI.
Dude, I've been opening...
You had to check your back
Here's
seat
a
for bad movies.
Shut the fuck up.
I checked my shoes for
Shut
dog shit.
the fuck up. So my point I've been checking under the toilet seat for like spider monsters for years. It
This
hasn't
is in
stopped.
Australia, mate.
No, but my point is that I'm just like a little scared bitch. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's because he never cleans his bathroom.
I cleaned it when everyone came over.
Yes.
Out of respect
Once in 3 years.
and shame. And he's not wrong.
But you loved it.
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. It was bad. It was so bad. But it wasn't the worst horror film I've ever seen.
No.
It was still a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every scare scared me, but every like on edge anxiety that it gave me still gave me it. Because I don't know, I'm still like I've seen your horror film collection. I don't really think anything scary scares you anymore.
No.
You got to be, or you're always high. One or the other.
real
You're
man.
numb. You're numb. One or the other.
Literally stabbed me. Maybe
Yeah, I'm not.
desensitized.
I don't think I'm conditioned that way, so I'm still very shook by horror movies in certain senses. Jump scares and possession movies are what's left that bug me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that should scare everybody, but it scares me.
There were some legit jump scares in this movie.
There were moments where, like, she would, not to cut you off, but there were definitely moments where Hannah's in the freezer, whatever the fuck it is, and she'd bang at it or something would happen, and my asshole would just shit diamonds if I ate coal. I don't know why that made me so on edge. I'm just like, don't fucking just lock the bitch in there and walk away. And no, the whole movie she's like, no, I gotta prove myself to be real.
I mean, after the 100th time, were you still on the edge of your seat?
No. Towards the end, I was just like,
let me just go check on it one more time. Let me just see. Let me just take a look.
I gotta say by like, oh god, I'm about to jump way ahead. Not that it matters. When she, what's her name?
Butthole.
Shay.
Megan?
Yeah, that was it.
Shay.
was
Oh yeah,
Megan.
Megan. Yeah, you're right, Megan. Fuck. I can't remember her shitty name. It said like 3 times by the boyfriend that left her for reasons that are vague. It was drugs, but it's still
He was
vague.
terrible.
Oh, he was garbage.
He was probably
Everyone
worse
was
than
terrible except
Okay.
for...
Anyway, Megan though, she, I loved by the end where she just started to be like, I'm gonna fist fight this motherfucker. I was like, at least you owned your face, because her face always said, I'm gonna fight this thing instead of fear, and she finally did it. And I was like,
Her
thank you.
face was like, I'm gonna put myself in a position to get scared. Like she would kind
Yeah,
of like
fuck
lean
yeah.
in and wait. Like nobody in real life has ever done that. Just let me really stare at this corpse insanely. There was so many like just like jump scares in this movie, the things that no one would ever do, and there was no point to it. There's one part where the Carrot Top Ginger, she's opening cabinet, she closes it, he pops up and scares her, and like it's okay, so they have a jump scare, and then like she's like, oh, don't do that. They start talking, they're starting to walk, and and then the scene ends, and that was it. Like that was so there was no point to it. They just threw in that scene for no reason.
He was in such a place when he did pop up that he had to go so out of his way to not be seen.
Yeah.
You know he
For
wouldn't
no
do
payoff.
that.
For no payoff. He was about to start talking. That was the end of it. Okay, that's it. There was so many parts of this movie that was, all right, I guess that happened now. It was,
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of like...
That did make me jump though.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't plausible. So I didn't expect it.
really ugly.
And he is really ugly, yeah.
I think one of the things that pissed me off the most about this movie was it did a very terrible job of setting up what the fuck was happening, and a very terrible job of like,
Everything.
everything. But thinking about it, like it resolved, kind of.
It was like all jump scares.
It did leave you on like,
Yeah.
of like, what if there's a sequel? There shouldn't be, but what if there was a sequel? That was weird.
There better not be a sequel.
When she smashes the bug on the mirror, felt sequely.
Oh no,
In
no,
the dirtiest, loosest sense of the word.
I get that it transferred to her in some capacity, but it was stupid.
I was
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
really hoping that one of her eyes weren't going to turn blue in the mirror.
I was hoping it would.
Fuck,
Surprised were you
that's
that it didn't.
It would have owned what I was
pleasantly
expecting.
surprised, but I was,
yeah.
I was surprised that it
Make
didn't.
the cliche full circle.
Yeah.
Not just that, but
was cliche the
confirming
whole
that
time.
it's gonna be a sequel. Just wait for it. It's gonna be worse.
It didn't do that though.
Exactly.
That was weird. Was like they didn't own that there could be a sequel. They just kind of hinted at it.
Oh god, I hope they don't greenlight a sequel.
I'd love it.
Evan, how do you feel about this movie?
So it was very entertaining for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit harsh, where I know you guys enjoyed how shitty it was, but I'm gonna be a little harsh on it and just be a little honest. I did really enjoy it because it was a piece of shit and it was hilarious, and I was doing my stereotypical thing, pissing everybody off by continually talking about how bad the movie was during the entire film.
I enjoyed
I
it.
always lean over to Rob and go, this movie is boring and not remotely scary.
His sister was cracking up like some of the things that I said.
Yeah, well, there were parts of the movie too that I just audibly laughed out loud because it was so funny. Like
The paramedic.
yeah,
That guy was hilarious.
Actually good.
Yeah.
actually.
Sweet baby Nick.
You gonna help me? You gonna open the door for me? Come help me do this? No, I can't leave the premises. Oh, come on.
Come on. Yeah.
And then she does, and he goes, the last guy would never have done that.
Yeah. There's a bit, and then he comes back later.
An
and
hour
he's like-
or two.
Well, exactly. So the
still-
timeline in this movie is insane. It makes no sense. It takes place over what seems like the longest night of all time.
Yeah.
But when you really break down like the timeline of the events that had to take place, it couldn't have been more than a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So he comes back again, and after, so spoiler alert, when he when she does come out to help, someone gets in, puts her at knife point. It's a whole big event. When he comes back, he's like, hey, can you help me out again? She goes, oh, not after last time. It's like, that just happened. She was just attacked by this guy. What couldn't have been more than hours before, and she's already like kind of got a sense of humor about it. Like it was no big deal. She went back to work.
That was so unbelievable to me. That's like, hey, here's this ex like super drug addict / addiction person who just experienced a fairly horrific event.
Yeah.
And it's just like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna sit this through.
Yeah, we're all gonna go back to work. They bandage up the ginger kid.
Yeah,
And he doesn't even go to the
fast could
hospital.
that whole
He's in the hospital.
series of events have happened?
It doesn't matter. You don't get sent back to work.
Yeah, they have to. They
He has a gash in his arm.
exactly. Like they would have to stitch that up, disinfect it.
He
Like,
lost a
they gotta-
significant amount
They
of
have to
blood.
take a statement from him. All of that takes place. He gets back to work, all in the period of time. He never even made it to the station. The person that stabbed him, he killed the 2 cops and got
In the
back
car,
to. So
somehow.
like the movie makes it play out like this was an all night event, but for those events to take place in that sort of timeline, the whole thing couldn't have been more than like 2 hours. It's almost like we were watching it in real time happen. Where all these events happen and nobody gives a shit. Everybody goes right back to what they're doing to get killed. Like, yeah.
So let's
I guess I never
let's
looked at that.
talk about just like how the story like how we get to like at least how like the plot, like the synopsis.
Oh, the plot.
So the fantastic opening scene. The opening scene. So they have this opening scene that is exorcism in this church.
Oh, it was a barn.
It was painful.
Was it a barn?
Yeah.
I don't.
It was
Yeah.
I thought it was a church.
Who fucking cares?
Church, it was a church.
It was a piece of shit.
So the guy who plays the father of the possessed girl is the same father who plays the father of the possessed girl in a way better exorcism movie, The Last Exorcism. And he's also in Westworld. He plays the
Oh,
yeah.
that's where he's from.
yeah, the father
Okay.
of Daisy Duke, whatever her name is.
You right? I haven't watched Westworld season 2.
It's not good.
I heard.
Yeah,
Sorry to
kind of
derail.
disappointing. But
First one was so good.
first season's great. Yeah, second season.
I feel like by second season of Netflix and like HBO shows, I'm just like, no bueno.
Well, it's not. It's not. It's not the like. It's not the. You know. It's not the fault of the content. It's the fault of the writers. In other words, there was
Yeah,
a,
sounds
there was
about
a
right.
sequel there. Like there's endless.
100%. The way Westworld season 1 ended could have been insane.
Yeah. But anyway, back to this story. So
Sorry.
like, that dad is from Westworld, plays a dad in Westworld also. So in this movie, he's equally terrible as he is in. Actually, no. That's a misstep. He was terrible in this film, but I don't think it was his fault. Like you said earlier, I think off the record is that I don't think a lot of the actors in here had an opportunity to show what they have because the directing was so bad.
Everybody's
The writing was
doing the
so bad.
best they can with what they had.
Yeah.
I didn't think the acting was that bad. The acting. I think the direction was bad. I don't think the acting was.
That girl was horrible.
I thought
Yeah.
Her
the
friend
EMT,
was
right?
horrible.
I thought he was great.
The
He was
Doctor?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
He
funny.
was the only one.
It's-
The EMT was the
Yeah.
only person I thought was any good.
It's funny that it was Nick Thune,
Yeah. That was the only
a very good comedian actor.
Is that the only like actual like known name?
That's the only
say
guy
so.
I know. I don't know Shane Mitchell, Kirby Johnson,
Gray Damon.
Dana Caddick.
I like Gray Damon.
Gray
Yeah, I
Damon's a
know,
cool
it's
name.
fun to say.
I don't know who the fuck that is though.
So
Oh, probably the dude cop.
the guy who played the notably the guy who played the doctor who first introduces Megan to the hospital, takes her around. His writing was terrible.
Oh my God!
So
Everybody's
basic.
got to
His name
talk
was
about
Dr.
how
Henry
bad
Lewis.
the job is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you're taking this night shift job.
It was very bad. And I've seen him in things. He's been in things.
Yeah.
I recognize his face, Jeremy A. Watson.
Can I just say how stupid it is that on her first day on the job, they have her work completely alone
Completely alone.
to train herself
Yep.
in an overnight position where she has no experience.
Yep.
Yep.
They fucking train you at McDonald's.
the security guards were more help than anybody
Yeah.
else. That
Like,
she
here's
worked
a
with.
book.
Yeah.
That was so weird. They're just like, hey, pictures, fingerprints, box! And you're like,
Cool.
Like
it feels more than that. And also,
Way more
why
than
would
that.
you only pay a doctor to do that alone?
yeah. Like
That's so weird.
like she has to take a like a dinner break or some sort of break.
And there's no one to cover.
Yeah, the security guard had to like fill in after getting stabbed in the arm. Like when he doesn't step
Right.
up to do that, who normally does that? Like, is the person just supposed to work all night straight
That
without
was just
taking a break?
That was just a workforce plot hole in standard.
Yeah,
Bad
the
writing.
movie did not care.
Horrible writing.
That was definitely bad writing because
This
why the
movie was written by a man who's never had a job. And should no longer have a job.
The setting was pretty cool, pretty unique though, I will say. But if anybody has seen The Autopsy of Jane Doe, far better horror film, and that takes place in an autopsy room. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I don't think I have.
Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Fuck, maybe I have
See that I
actually.
have.
That one's creepy.
Nah.
Yeah, that was
I'll
worth
watch
seeing.
it though.
Yeah, try to track that one down if you can. But
Is Carrot Top in it?
no, unfortunately,
No, I'll watch
no.
it then.
Alexa,
I'll try.
remember
I'll
that.
try to see it.
There's no Alexa devices in this goddamn studio.
So, where were we? Oh, we were actually just general thoughts. Okay, so I thought it was absolutely terrible, but enjoyable because of that reason. What do you think?
I loved it. It's stupid in all the best ways. It's like a bad horror movie that's so bad it's good is like a fine art. There's a tightrope that it has to walk, where it's just it was never so annoying that I couldn't enjoy it. You know, like if I was to compare it to like was it the newest Blair Witch movie? Do you remember that one?
I haven't seen
I
the
do.
remake yet.
It was,
Oh yeah, you haven't.
I'm
like
gonna watch it tonight.
on
I'll
watch it
paper,
with you.
would check a lot of the same boxes. You'd be, poor acting, poor script, poor dialogue. Like you would think it was kind of the same.
You're saying some heavy-handed shit about Blair Witch.
The newest one.
Oh, it was garbage, but
Yeah.
it wasn't so garbage it didn't live up to the first one.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it, and I can't really necessarily put my finger on why I hated that movie and couldn't enjoy it, and why I loved this one. But
Did you watch the first Blair
Yeah,
Witch?
did you like the
Is
original?
that why you didn't like this one?
no,
Because
no,
because the
I
newest
love
one
bad
felt
horror movies. I just need it to. I need it to be like so bad it's fun, and I don't want it, but I don't want it to necessarily try to insult my intelligence.
You know what it is?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I think it's part of the horrible charisma the actors and actresses had in this.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that they didn't have charisma.
Everyone accepted
They
it.
had a likable, hateable personality in this.
Nick Thune had a lot
In
of
the
person-
Blair Witch Project, nobody had any charisma.
Nobody had any charisma,
The
and
new
it just
one.
it,
Yeah.
I felt like I was being
Okay.
hammered. Like it was just
Yeah.
stupid, and I like throughout that movie, because I remember I saw
Don't
that one in
ruin it for
theaters,
him.
and I kept saying I hate this movie.
Yep.
I can't
Out
I'm
loud.
So
I
annoyed
mean, I
by
was
this
there.
movie. Whereas like with
you watch
this
the first
one,
one?
I loved it. I couldn't stop
What
laughing.
the
I
fuck?
thought
What do
it
you
was
mean you
great.
don't know what it's about?
I have a Blair Witch tattoo.
It's a bullshit remake.
Yeah, it's
what?
bullshit.
Oh, I believe it.
It's almost literally the same as the first
But
one,
it's
but modern.
not.
yeah.
It's
Well,
about like the future tense of it.
the reason why the first one worked is because like it was literally on
didn't
the
realize it was
cutting edge of the web technology, and it was one of the first websites, and it created like it created this inclination that it was real, and you had no internet to disprove it.
Yeah.
So it was
That was weird. It did sell. I do remember that. It sold itself like it was like this real documentary, and it did it so well that you were like, yeah, it's a real documentary.
It's fucking fascinating. That's why I have a tattoo of Blair Witch, not because I liked the movie so much, and partly.
well, no
because
one's
of the
questioning you
horror
why
thing.
you have.
No, but I want to say it's because like they spent such a good job. They spent such a good amount of time putting together this entire thing that was larger than just a movie. And like I feel like nobody does that today. Now it's just like let's put out jump scares, like this movie, jump scares. I mean, I'm gonna watch this movie again probably for how bad it is. It's hilarious, but
That leads to a weird discussion of like, what do you think horror has to do in It's December, so in
Quiet
2019.
Place. Quiet Place.
It has
Yeah.
to,
The Quiet Place did reinvent the wheel. You're right.
It has to create something that hasn't been done before, which Quiet Place.
Which is a weird flex
Well, not
because
necessarily. It could also just do something we're used to very well, and
Yo,
it has
as-
to add humor too.
so did
the
you-
newest Halloween did that. It
Yeah.
Oh, I
did
didn't
what we
watch that.
like very well, and it added humor.
Did you see As Above, As Below?
terrible.
Yes,
That
was
movie
another one
burnt
that
my
was,
asshole.
That was
Really?
another one that was so bad it was bad. I couldn't
couldn't finish
no
it.
enjoyment in it.
I fell asleep.
And again, I can't put my finger on why I hated that movie and couldn't find anything that I liked about it and why I loved this movie. But there is something to it. It's just it's like a horror movies in the category of so bad they're good. It's an art, and this movie kind of hits that. Like I would tell someone to
Yeah.
watch this movie because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
And
I guess, dear viewers, Justin, I give way more faith to horror movies than these guys.
Time for me to rant now, though, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead,
for it.
rant.
Sorry,
So
yeah.
here's where I don't let them get away for having an extremely terrible, funny horror movie.
My genius opinion.
So, well, it's not my genius opinion, but this is just that. This is okay. So they shot this movie. They chose to shoot this movie on, and it was clearly a marketing stunt. Maybe they knew the writing was terrible, that they needed a gimmick, but they shot this movie entirely on a bunch of Sony A7S IIs, which I know most people are watching aren't really like camera people. So Sony A7S IIs are like basically like DSLR cameras, like your photography cameras. Like
They're very good, though.
they're very good, but
I wouldn't use them for a $11 million budget.
they're
film.
not practical for an $11 million budget film.
$6 million.
Oh yeah, $6 million.
made
Would
it
have been
11.
I guess it's
11
practical
if
for
they've
$6
used
million.
real cameras, which might be why they used the Sony A7Ss in the first place. 'cause
No, I don't think it
small
would have
budget.
jumped twice the budget.
What?
I don't think it would jump twice the budget for Black Magics or Aries or.
Yes, they would. Oh, yes, they would. So let's put this into perspective.
I'm
So
willing to hear this conversation.
You
though.
can rent a Sony A7S II.
You can buy one for $1,400.
You can no. Wrong,
Oh,
incorrect.
it's more money. It's more money. Sorry.
It's
It's
like
like 3,000.
2,300 right now.
Yeah.
For an A7S
I
II.
mathed wrong.
An Ari, let's see, like what the main camera that people use, like an Ari Alexa Mini, for example, which is people go towards it because it's the same camera as an Ari, but it's in a smaller package, can fit more places and shit.
Yeah.
Those go for $50K body alone.
Yeah.
So the rental on a Sony A7S II is about $60 a day, and the rental on a Ari Alexa Mini is somewhere around $1,000 to $1,200 a day, which on
How? Oh, okay. Yeah.
which on this movie they'd have 3 at least,
least, yeah.
and they'd have to rent it for, I would say, probably 22 days minimum. So looking at what I mean, it's still not a shitload of
It sounds
money.
still cheaper than buying the camera outright.
Right, it is, but like add into that all of the accessories you have to rent with the camera and all this other bullshit.
It's still not $6 million.
It'll be probably around $1 million.
I guess when it comes to renting gear, you know better than me, so I'm not questioning that. I question that it would add up. To
It might be $1 million, and the difference between hiring someone who can use an Ari Alexa Mini and also all of the gear with it.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway,
fine.
like-
I respect that. That's fine.
Anyway, like even if that was their point, like
It's a nerd gripe.
the reason why I'm mad is that I've been seeing articles. This has been shot in Boston, so I get all the articles from local filmmakers sharing things that happened around here. So I have been seeing these articles posted boasting about them shooting on the Sony A7S IIs as if it was a stylistic choice and not a budgetary choice.
I saw that it was
pisses
super
me-
cool.
Fuck you.
I was really impressed.
It pisses me the fuck off. Because when I make a decision on a camera that's less of a film camera, it's always because of budget. But never do I boast that I did this as a stylistic choice. I always prefer to shoot in a larger format camera. I always prefer the larger sensor. That's why a lot of this movie didn't look as depthy as it could have looked. It was very bland. I mean, the lighting itself was supposed to be pretty bland. It's supposed to be in a hospital, in a morgue. It's supposed to be very
Yeah, I didn't
even
question the lighting.
I felt I was lacking something, and now I know why. Like, in terms of quality. I don't know if
you really
thought
think
that.
like an A7S versus. That's a dumb. I'm not saying in terms of like spec to spec, and I've seen Red because
Yeah.
you've owned a Red. I've seen Red from YouTubers that have used Red,
Yeah.
and I'm only using Red because I know what Red looks like.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I don't think I noticed a cinematic difference between an A7S and say a Red in the scenario because it was always such tight shots.
You have to.
I guess in some of the longer shots, I noticed the. I don't think any of the longer shots were shot in A7.
They were.
Were they really?
I think all of them were. They were just mounted. As security
That would
cameras
have
and
dropped
creative.
off frame quality so hardcore by the end of the hallway,
Mm.
and I didn't notice that in a lot of shots.
It's a very good camera, and it can definitely
yeah.
it can definitely fake it until it makes it apparently. But
Its ISO is amazing. So
my point being is that I definitely felt something as a filmmaker. I know nobody else is going to notice except me, but I just,
noticed. I actually noticed before you did.
Did you? No, I didn't think so. It's really hard to tell.
on this table, I'm probably the second person that would notice film quality, but not as experienced as you, just from like a technical standpoint.
Yeah, nobody would know. Like, it wouldn't bother
And-
anybody else. It only bothers me that they brag about it because, like, that's the opposite direction we want to go. Because I just want to, like, give a little bit of a rundown. So, like, 7 years ago, when I was in film school, everybody was talking about the new DSLR cameras coming out, like cameras that were like photography cameras that could also shoot video, and they were talking about how it would kill the industry. So, like, back then, my film school was kind of like low-key persuading me to, like, oh, get a like DSLR camera, you're good, that's all you'll need for your film career, blah blah blah, this is going to be the future. It's not. So after, like, hard learning this hard lesson in film school 7 years ago, and being where I am now, where I own my own company and I do my own film stuff, and I've had every camera from the smallest
And there are
DSLR
3 film cameras.
to these 3 low-end Blackmagic Ursa Minis, and we don't talk about that one.
This one,
Little Blackmagic Studio Micro.
the Rob and Justin cam.
But the point is I've had everything from low-grade cameras to high-grade cameras, and, like, I've learned the actual lesson of, like, the difference between shooting on something that's less expensive and more of a smaller sensor, and then shooting on something with a larger sensor with the color science and everything the way it's supposed to be. And I've learned that that's the correct way to do things. So now when I see something like this, it's cool to see that people are going outside of the general boundaries that they're limited by, but it's also not right to be bragging about this as a big company, as if you did this as a stylistic choice, thus bringing us back into the whole conundrum DSLR or full frame camera. And it's just a stupid circus, and it's just all for their own personal gain.
So my counter to it's not a counter. I'm not countering it. I think my point is, like, you have a movie like Hardcore Henry, which you vaguely watched with me the other night.
Yeah.
I say vaguely, you didn't really, but I was watching it.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was a car fire, but I loved it. I loved it so much. You didn't watch it like I did?
No, but I was like,
You liked some of the shots, though.
I liked some of the shots, but I thought it was, I didn't need to see it.
No, of course not. Nobody needs to
I
see
don't know.
Hardcore Henry.
It just,
Okay, but my point was that movie was shot probably mostly on GoPros. And it worked for that movie, right? But hold on before you jump in. What I'm saying is, this movie, The Possession of Hannah Grace, shouldn't have been shot on A7s. It should have been shot on real cameras.
correct.
Because it was a real film.
Correct.
Hardcore Henry was just like an action video game movie. And that's where I think the discrepancy is.
No, I agree
I'm with you. No, I'm with you on that. Like, this movie, I can see what you're saying, even though I don't see it stylistically, because I didn't pick it up
Hardcore
that
Henry's
much.
different. That was a film that was created by a bunch of guys who were like, you know, it would be cool if we could figure out how to do this, and they figured it out. They
They
literally
still had a $2 million budget, though.
right. Like it's not something like they didn't shoot on GoPros because they
She's right.
were limited by budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They shot on GoPros. They worked with GoPros
That was the style.
to modify these special head mounts and different style mounts to get the shots that they wanted to get. just to see if they could do it.
Yeah.
Like it was like completely
I'm
experimental.
not truly comparing the two. I'm saying like, what other movie do you know that's been like theater budgeted that had less than a cinema camera? It doesn't really happen.
Well, I will
It
say
might, but
the best movie to date that I've seen that has not been shot in a film camera is The Florida Project, by far.
I have no idea what that is.
It's the writing in that movie and the acting in that movie is fantastic, and the soundtrack's great, and the color grading's great. Directed by
Florida Project?
Yeah. Directed by.
Do you own it?
No, I'm gonna own it eventually, but I think it's on Amazon Prime free now. But it's Willem Dafoe, and he works at a like a Florida project.
As the Green Goblin.
As the Green Goblin.
There it is.
And he basically is
Bring it
like
home.
he's like adopted father of like all these kids at the project, but not really. Like it's just like it's like a sad movie about like the Florida projects and like showing a stark contrast between like the like basically the slums and then Disney World. And, you'll see.
It sounds okay. Yeah, I'd watch
I
it.
don't want to. I'm gonna give away things. I probably already did. But I would see that.
I've been drinking. I'm not retaining a lot.
So
It's probably why we don't like fucking camera tangent like the two nerds we are.
yeah, all I'm
But
saying with
it's
my,
fair.
My point is like the fact that they use Sony A7S's wow. The fact that they used seven. The fact that they used Sony A7S2s was not a stylistic choice. There's no fucking way.
No, it was a budget
sense.
choice.
It was a budget choice.
Yeah.
So them making articles about it, claiming their name to fame to try to sell their movie, which really sucked, is just a cop-out, and it's really annoying to me as an independent filmmaker. And I don't care if they're local. You should just know that that's not right. But anyway...
Thank you for paying taxes to Boston.
Yes, thank you for the tax credits. I mean, keep making movies, but also realize that, like, if you're going to make a movie for budgetary reasons on a smaller camera, just be honest. Like, we know...
Or don't brag at all.
Yeah.
That'd be safer to not have bragged, and then I don't think any of us would have noticed.
You're doing a disservice to all of the unpaid PAs and grips and et cetera that you hire in your set, because you're telling them that they can achieve something this large scale well with a camera that's really small and really not meant to, which is uplifting to some, but also it's not the right message to send. It's not like they didn't have all these other things attached to it. Like if you read the article in No Film School, it's all like these A7S2s are like built out to the gills. Like they're not like just
not
the camera. Like they're
not your Best
everything.
Buy camera, no.
Yeah, they're like hacked. They're built specially to receive all these different attachments and etc.
Oh, for sure, they got cinema lens on them.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Not like you can't buy a
Actually-
Sony L mount.
Believe it or not, actually, they do not have a mount adapter. They used, so I read they used Sony A7S2s, and then they used Hawk V-Lite anamorphic lenses, which are made for the Sony mounts. Nobody knows that but me. And this.
No, I'm impressed by that because I would have figured they would have used cinema lenses with
Well,
EL,
they were, but they're
with
like
Sony DL
they're
mounts or
lesser.
something.
They're a new company. Like Hawk isn't. When I was looking at switching to the Sony A7S2 a while ago.
Didn't you buy one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a bunch of them. They shoot amazingly.
They are
Like,
very nice.
They're the best camera for the budget.
If you're starting a vlog.
Right. No, I'm not kidding.
No,
I mean,
they are,
they're
though.
the
They are
best.
very good.
Although the Blackmagic 4K coming out now, the Pocket
new
Micro,
cinema one? Yeah, yeah.
$1,200 one, looks beautiful. Filmmaker, a friend of mine has one.
Blackmagic also gives you Resolve for like the pro version of DaVinci
Yeah,
with any purchase of the camera. So it's like it's kind of hard to argue against Blackmagic.
which also makes it super convenient to buy and sell cameras with DaVinci dongles and make some extra cash for people that don't know.
Isn't the camera that Rob and I are on like $1,000 camera base?
So the
Base.
Blackmagic Micro Studio, that's the HD version, goes for about $700-800 right now used. They
Yeah.
don't make them new anymore.
Oh yeah, because they're retiring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when this is done, you won't tell the fucking difference between all three of these. You might. Now you will.
You can.
Now you will.
The sensor is
But-
just so small. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
nerding about shit.
Yeah, what the fuck were you reviewing? Hannah
So
Grace. Yeah.
let's talk about like the CGI. So like I know Sam's not on this one. Sam would have a field day with this one, but
If she saw it.
the practical effects, like when the body of Hannah Grace is on the table in the morgue, it looks like the special effects, the makeup looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks really good. And then when she becomes animated and possessed, they use all CGI, and it becomes really shitty.
Horrible.
Really shitty.
Amongst the worst CGI I've seen all year, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like such like a stark contrast to like the good practical effects that it's so noticeable.
CGI so bad it kind of takes you out of the movie for a little bit.
Yeah.
Does it?
It did
Why
for me.
don't I notice these
When she
things?
popped up, I was like, "Oh, that looks like shit."
Yeah.
Were you ever in the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so into that movie.
I don't notice any of this shit that you guys do.
mean,
I know why I
noticed
don't
a
notice
lot
the
of
things
shit,
you
yeah.
do. You nitpick things that I'm like, I feel like I should know. I don't notice. Because I'm not willing to tear apart a movie for a stupid couple second scene.
No. It
That's
was,
a
it
weird
was, It was
flex.
consistent.
Yeah,
It was consistent.
All I
happened
know-
a couple times.
All I know for sure is what I felt towards the end was that every time fucking that Hannah Grace bitch crawled on the floor like a reverse spider or something.
Gollum.
It was just
a
disgusting.
Gollum.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Valdo
You know
from
something?
Soul
just walk
Calibur.
like a fucking person.
I thought parts of that were actually very creepy, and I didn't,
was.
I didn't understand
No.
why they just didn't mix this without the Ninja Gaiden style CGI of her burning and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
She
it would
had
probably be
such
pretty
bad
creepy.
posture. She was always cracking her neck and her back.
What
I
if
didn't-
So
they
stupid.
had no volume like Quiet Place, and all you heard was like the subtle cracking?
I
and,
just
like,
shit
you
my
See,
pants.
that'd be
Right.
that could
Yeah.
be kind of creepy.
What
I
pissed
guess.
me off was that, like, I guess the only thing that really annoyed me was every time that the possessed Hannah would fucking TP Jesus Christ somebody. I don't know how else to word it. She teed up a motherfucker. They would crack
She had
just doing this.
Oh, yeah.
She had just that specific ability.
That was her.
It was
That was
so
it.
weird. She
It's-
would Jesus
I
tee.
can
She would
slowly lift you up
she would-
until
no,
your
hold on.
bones
She
kind of
would-
crack a little bit.
She would she would T-pose them like Gary's mom.
She's an elevated chiropractor.
Which is she is an elevated chiropractor, but she would just stand them up in Jesus or Gary's mod T pose, because probably you guys understand that better than Jesus. And they would crack like they were breaking limbs, and all they were T posing, and I didn't understand it.
Bones
It
don't
was
break
so
that
fucking
way.
stupid. Bones don't break stretching normally. Like, you're just T posing.
Well, I mean, she T-posed them too far.
She did not. If you watch that, they were pretty
Well,
normal.
it happened
Did you
to
see
her.
her
So
abilities?
at the end of the movie, it happens to her cop ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And there's loud sound effects.
This motherfucker needs
What
to
can
stretch
only
more.
be his bones breaking. And then
Yeah.
she shoots her.
Can I
And
ju-
she lets go. And then he's like fine.
I
so
get
it's
it.
like, what were the extent
Were
of
they
all that
cracks
cracking
then?
sounds?
I have to bring up something that I found to be so completely and utterly stupid. I have to say it. Okay. So she's no longer a cop anymore because it came to be a time where a gun was pulled on her partner.
Right.
She pulls her gun and she couldn't pull the trigger. She froze.
Right.
At the end of the movie, which was so fucking corny, to save the day, she exorcised those demons and pulled the trigger of her own gun to kill the demon, which I thought was dumb as fuck. So stupid.
Wait,
I feel
was
like
that
I
like?
wouldn't be surprised if you're giving it too much credit.
I think-
What,
I
you
feel
think-
I could
No,
picture it
I-
just being. Well, I don't know what. How someone's got to stop her. Shoot her. We'll have her shoot her at the end. Like,
You're giving
It's
me credit.
entirely it's entirely possible that that's the case, but it's also really possible that the writer and or director would be like, you know, it'd be really cool.
No. No. That's not what happened.
I think it is.
Nah.
I think so. Because why would they make such a big deal about zooming in on her hand shooting the gun?
Also, the scenes of her running at the beginning and the end of the movie, like 100% just the same shot, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I thought it was a different shot.
I
thought it
don't know. Who
I'm
knows?
pretty sure it was the same exact thing.
I thought it was a little different.
It's fucking stupid.
You didn't notice like the stereotypical, she's now confident. She's running, but now she is her confidence.
I thought a lot of
She's
things
running faster.
I thought a lot of things were weird because she was between the scenes where she was running. Why? She was
To exercise?
no.
She
No,
was
but it was a
running.
weird flex for the movie. Like it didn't make sense in terms of the movie. It was just like an activity she was doing.
We'll have some shots of her
I
running.
think
We have
okay.
to show that it's a new day.
We need some filler.
It is just B-roll.
A
It is
school presentation that you didn't prepare for as a movie.
kinda, but what oh fuck, you guys fucked me up. What was I thinking?
Did we?
Yeah. I wasn't just bitching about her running. It was to a step 2 of a thing that
She had
annoyed
bad
me.
form. I thought she
No,
had bad
okay. Shut
Her
the fuck
punches
Sorry.
were terrible.
up. What annoyed me was that like she didn't shoot the dude that killed her partner, or shot her partner, and then she suddenly became not a cop. What the fuck?
She fell out. She became addicted.
Is that what that was?
The disease of addiction
What was
took
it she was
her
doing,
job. I don't know.
Xanax?
Who cares?
Xanax. Xanny bar.
It just felt weird. I'm like, you let your partner die and you suddenly aren't a cop? I've not seen. Cops have killed people in opposite homes
Yeah, but that's the meaning
for
to do
less.
Is anyone else surprised they didn't make it fentanyl to make it a movie about drug abuse?
It
it. Real
would've-
Boston.
No,
Yeah.
if she was on fentanyl, she'd be
it's
dead.
Boston.
Real Boston.
Yeah. Have Mark Wahlberg show up in an ambulance.
It's a fucking fentanyl ring, kid.
fucking fentanyl.
It's everywhere.
I petition Mark Wahlberg should be an EMT in Boston,
That's
dealing with
gonna
fentanyl
happen.
overdoses.
He already played.
And if you're offended, well, you'll be dead by Tuesday. So.
Did we
I
talk
hope-
about every shining moment in this movie yet?
Shining?
sure,
Where are those?
I don't feel like we didn't talk about the ugly ginger enough. He was really
Evan,
ugly.
what are those?
so ugly.
What?
Shining moments?
The ugly
I
ginger.
don't know. I'm just,
Yeah, the ginger was so ugly.
yeah.
He was like if Carrot Top was unfuckable.
Carrot Top
You
is
fuck Carrot
unfuckable.
Top, so
No, I'm
basically-
saying Carrot Top's more fuckable than this guy.
You're gonna
I-
fuck Carrot.
I'm not saying I want to fuck anybody. I'm
What
just
kind
saying.
of props he's gonna stick in your booty hole? That's-
Okay, Rob's getting it. He's on par with the joke I'm making.
What? So, this movie.
Fucking assholes.
What else
Treasure.
is there?
Nothing. There's
There's nothing
nothing
to
to
this
this
movie.
movie. There's nothing about
The scene
anything.
where they tried to burn the body was really funny.
Yeah,
Which
sure.
one?
Came out of nowhere when
There was two or
when
three.
They, when they joined
Two.
together to do it out of nowhere.
Was that
Oh,
when
all of
her
a
and
sudden
dad?
they're like putting the
The
body in,
drunk
she starts
cop
fighting,
killing
and
dad.
It happened so quickly and so inexplicably. I said out loud, "What is happening right now?" I couldn't follow it, and it just it didn't matter. It was that
Remember
was-
when Carrot Top got slashed?
no.
No,
when
no,
the
he's
dad
talking
tried
about-
to
I'm
light
talking about
her
when
on
she
fire.
joined forces with the father.
With
Yeah.
Hannah's
And
dad.
all right, now together we're gonna burn this body, and they go from that plan to like in the process of putting her in the fire, she wakes up, starts attacking, and it all happens so quickly and so strangely that you're not really
Oh,
sure
yeah.
what's going on.
You're
It
right.
is weird because it's like she needs to rest. That was established at some
I was
point.
like, is this the end of the movie? Is this
Yeah,
how it's ending?
She kills and rests, and then suddenly, like every time they try to kill her, she wakes up miraculously. It's like, you need to fucking rest. What are you doing?
I couldn't tell who was
Die.
getting incinerated at first. That's why. And then I realized I didn't care about any of them, and I just went.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
They all should have burned and died.
Yeah.
Burned down the whole
I
damn
loved
hospital.
the ending where she's just throwing the fucking ball at the wall, like nothing happened.
Everything.
While all the
everything
police
is like
shine
nothing
in,
happened.
they're like, "Oh, dead guard. Oh, my bay is fucked."
Yeah.
And you're just like sitting there going, like, "What? Why?
It's a stupid movie.
She 100% finished the shift
We're-
after all that.
Yeah.
She did.
went right
She
back
did.
to work.
And she has to go back to work the next day.
Yep.
It's going to be a very boring second day.
Yeah. I'd love to see that movie.
I bet the
where
second.
she's like really hoping, like, you guys remember The Exorcism?
And then it's just boring dead
Megan,
body
we remember.
after.
Like, you
She's like
always wanna
90
talk
years
about
old,
The
she'd be like,
Exorcism.
Granted, do
Yeah.
you
It kind of
remember?
seemed like nobody gave a shit that anything was happening
No.
at all.
No, she's gonna want to talk about it.
And
nobody
next time
cares.
she asks the EMT if she can help, and he goes, "No, you're not allowed to leave the premises."
Oh my god, that was a missed opportunity from Nick Thune. Like he could have done that.
Well, he's dead, so fuck him.
Ah, fuck! I forgot he died. Shit.
Everyone died except this bitch.
I forgot he died because I like Nick so much.
He
Well, and they
definitely
made us
improved.
like the character too.
100% they let him
That's
improv
yeah.
because Nick Thune is like that was if any of you have ever seen Nick Thune's comedy or acting roles, that was the most Nick Thune he has ever been.
Yeah, they didn't write that for him. He wrote that.
Nah, he definitely
He
did.
killed
used
it.
to
Yeah.
that.
No, I was delighted every time he showed. When he
I
came
loved
back
it.
the second time, it was like, oh, great. And then he goes, hey, can you help me out again? And she says, not after last time. And I lean over to Rob, I go, that was this fucking night. Like, that just happened.
I loved him.
Beautiful disaster.
I was so mad when he died too.
I was.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was
He
disappointed.
was the
Oh.
highest point of this fucking
Yeah,
movie.
but that just
They
meant
built
that the
him up
movie.
like he was like for no. They built
Saved
him up
the
in this
day.
great guy.
They did.
And he gave him a whole monologue, and then right after they kill it for no reason.
They made
he,
it-
He didn't sacrifice himself for
No, just
anything,
died.
or that he didn't make any big mistake. They just killed him off.
After the
That
first
was the end of
movie,
it.
after the first movie, after like one of the first interactions between them, you're like, I ship them, and it never followed through. It felt like it could have, but it never followed through. And I was like, you just set up a weird relationship premise, and then fucking killed it immediately with the two ambulances.
Yeah, just
It's
kill
like
him.
he was killed
We'll have
for
her
doing
just-
the right thing. and
Yeah.
Not being a sexist, not being like a sex monger.
We'll- yeah.
Killed him off anyway.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Opposite
then
or-
we'll bring her ex-boyfriend back, and like she'll break all of his bones, but then like he'll be fine. So we'll just shoot her. We'll have her shoot her. At the
He
end.
was a masterpiece in terrible acting.
He was
He
bad.
was terrible.
I have a question. How long do you think this movie was?
Like 3 days.
Right?
So long. I was in there forever.
It seemed like the longest night of all time. It seemed like a 2-hour movie, but I
It
couldn't.
felt a lot
It
longer
was
than
an
the
hour and
hour
a half,
40.
actually.
It was a full hour and a half.
I only know because I literally sped 95 miles per hour on the highway to get back to see this piece of shit. I risked my life for this.
So worth
Are there
it.
any seats left? Let me in.
I need to see this fucking movie.
Oh god.
I also sat in traffic for this fucking movie,
See?
which was scarier than this movie. Kind of. Kind of. I still checked my backseat and shower that night.
All I can say is I'm so glad I was high as shit when I saw this movie.
Yeah, try not to see it sober.
I kind of wish I had
That's-
edible
if we
before
had
I
a good
saw it.
recommendation.
Yeah.
Or a beer. Anything.
Well,
Four beers.
that'll
Rob's,
do it.
that's
So-
a review for this movie.
Final thoughts, starting with Ryan.
Oh, left to
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I
Switching
would.
it up.
I'll second that. Don't see it sober. Try to see it with people. You want to be able to kind of laugh along
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
with
see
see
it
someone
like a
else at it.
Crowded Brockton theater.
Exactly. Yeah. It's funny in a crowded theater too.
Theaters in Brockton.
Sure there is.
But yeah, I would recommend someone to go see it if you like bad horror movies. If you can have a sense of humor about it. If you're gonna watch it to try to be scared, don't waste your time. If you're gonna watch it to think it's even a passable movie, it's not. It's really bad. It fits a very specific niche criteria for me. So there's certain people that I would recommend this movie to, not everybody.
Gabe.
If I'm giving it exactly, yeah. If I'm giving it a ranking, objectively, like a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, like bad,
Okay,
you know?
that's what we're at.
Yeah.
But for me, I loved it.
What did you rate it then?
What would I rate it?
Yeah, for
You
you.
said
No, that was for the general audience.
For the
Yeah.
Ryan
You're-
score,
Humor
like
factor.
like a 9. Yeah, I loved it. I'll see it again.
A Ryan 9 in audience
It's a
2.
solid 9, exactly.
Yeah, that's a weird flex. Here we are.
I agree. It was funny for all the wrong reasons, and it was fantastic. But I gave it a 3 out of 10, but that's with that into consideration because it started at a 2.
Ooh.
I brought it up
You
to a
really
3.
didn't like this.
No, it's terrible. I have a service to at least give an honest rating.
I could picture you. I picture you
brutally
in the theater like
honest.
These fucking cameras.
Sometimes not.
I didn't know
Piece
then.
of shit
Goddamn
Sonys.
Had I known then, I would have burned that theater to the ground.
Can you let me know, was this an ad for or against the Sony A7S III?
What?
Our review.
It's not. It's nothing. It's an ad.
We
against
gave it a-
filmmakers who
Evan
fucking-
pulled me aside before the camera started rolling. He said, "Don't you dare say anything good about the camera work."
No, I just love that a lot of this was about a fucking camera, and I appreciate that as a dork.
Yeah.
So hopefully they...
It's like a 5-minute rant. Come on.
That was a little more than 5.
5-minute rant.
It's like 30.
It's fine. It was. I loved it. I'm
It
just
was
saying.
long.
All right. Anyway, it is the principle on which they.
I just want to know if you'd sell the camera or not.
Start talking about the cameras.
I would get a Sony A7S III in a heartbeat. That does not make me
Okay.
want to give this movie
He
more
wouldn't
than
film.
a 3.
So what he's saying is he wouldn't film a movie on that per se. Maybe.
I would, but
And
I
a Grace
wouldn't-
too.
I would, and I would put it in theaters, but I wouldn't make an article about it.
Look what we
I
did.
I wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
I know.
I don't know if that was their
I'm
fault. but
gonna find the article and see if Evan commented on it. Like, bad article. This is bullshit.
On Facebook, he's like, "Fuck you."
Fuck this article.
I did comment.
No,
on
you
some,
did. Did you really?
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
did.
find it.
I don't remember what I said.
I'm gonna
look it
find
up.
it. I'm gonna troll it so bad. Love those Sonys.
But
Good work.
the acting was really bad, but I think it was partially the writing and the directing here that really helped the acting get to where it was. Except the boyfriend was really, he should just, no, he was bad. The cinematography was, meh, it was okay. It was actually, it was decent cinematography. Cameras were shit. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Don't see it like when it comes on TV, but if you get a chance to see it in theaters, in a packed theater, go see it. Go pregame. Go see it. However you want to pregame.
Yeah. See it in a theater.
Yeah. It's fun.
Which-
It's ridiculous.
Go for the spectacle.
Yeah. The eighth wonder of the world. Anyway, Justin.
I saw this movie sober and alone. Against all odds, I saw this movie sober
That's the saddest thing I've ever
Yeah.
and
heard.
alone.
That's a rock bottom.
I worked all day, and then I went to go see this fucking movie.
Were you scared?
I threw popcorn
scared.
during a preview.
A couple times he was
And who,
scared.
nobody? You said you were
No,
alone.
there was some. No, like I'm sitting
He
there.
jumped.
Eating,
He was like, ah!
I'm eating popcorn. There was some preview. I forgot. I forget the movie, but I was just like shoveling this large popcorn. AMC
What a man
list.
wants.
Shut the fuck up. And this preview hit, and I just went, ah, fuck! And I threw popcorn everywhere, and this girl next to me just starts
Was it
laughing.
Shrek 6?
Medea.
I would scream at Shrek.
Medea's family, whatever.
Family
Oh,
funeral.
Lord.
Family funeral.
So
That's
the sad of it is I saw it alone and sober.
We have to review that, don't we?
Sure.
Medea's family.
I'll watch that piece of shit.
Sorry.
I'd further kill myself.
Fine.
Fuck him. Tyler Perry.
Medea is a woman.
Tyler Perry deserves the death sentence. He's fucking garbage.
Transgender.
I don't give a fuck what flavor of dick he is. He's awful.
Jesus.
He's an atrocious director.
So what do you give this movie? 10?
Like a 4? No, a 5. I give it like a 5. I didn't think it sucked as much as you guys
Do you
did.
really like those running scenes?
I'm with. Shut up. I'm kind of with Ryan on I feel like audience 2, real life 8 or 9 because it was fun. It was fun garbage, but it was objective garbage too. I don't know how to describe that. You with the face, Rob.
What's up?
What do you think? Because I don't know
Of
how
you?
I feel. I don't know. I just
Take it or leave it.
yeah.
This movie, I'm also going to have to give it 2 scores. General audience, probably about a 3. For me,
Scored 7 years ago.
this was an 11.
Oh, that's
This
real garbage.
movie
Holy
It wasn't
shit.
10
brought
Bob.
it to a fucking 10. 10! A fucking 10!
I was hoping you'd do it.
Of course I'll do it.
Oh man, peak.
This movie was the best piece of trash I have seen since Wish Upon, which that movie was 100.
Yeah, bad.
The best fucking horrible movie I've ever seen. And this movie wasn't too far behind. Everyone was charming and idiotic and stupid. I was not regretting watching it at all. And I loved every minute of it. It was so bad.
You're so in shock.
So bad.
You're so shocked.
I love it.
Your face is like, I can't believe I love this.
Honestly,
fucking thing."
those might be my favorite movies to see in theaters. A movie that is so bad,
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That is really true.
And
I've
this
learned a
movie
lot
hit it. Horrible garbage.
Nothing really does leave you smiling like a movie.
Exactly.
Like we had
Yeah.
more fun watching this movie than we did 3 Billboards.
Yeah.
And like, think of how much better of a movie that
So
was.
much better.
Yeah, 3 billboards you just leave.
But
going,
like, which
"It's a
one
good
did we
movie."
leave like
Really
laughing and talking about all the
Exactly.
crazy shit
It's
that we
always
just
the
saw?
bad ones.
Yeah, that's true. There's
So
something
this movie
special
was
about that.
fantastic. If you can't see it in theaters,
Which you won't.
don't go see it.
This will be like a Christmas.
Or if you
release.
do, get real high. Watch it with a whole bunch of friends. Eat some cookies.
go to your local bar and get real fucked up.
No, this is a movie you have to be
You
high.
could be drunk and see it.
Being drunk wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, you'd be like everyone else at the theater though, loud and obnoxious.
I mean, I was high when I saw this, and I
You're
don't
high when you see everything.
So
What
Yeah,
the fuck
that's true.
objective truth is that?
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of that.
Anyway,
So, yeah, that's that movie. If you want a good possession movie from the last decade, go see Last Exorcism. Has the same dad.
weird.
You can get your dad fix. I don't know.
You into daddies?
But anything to plug, Rob, this week?
Like, rate, subscribe, all that jazz.
Yeah. I would also say like, rate, subscribe, do everything you can, tell all your friends. Do what you gotta do. I normally plug my gaming channel, but man, I'm sleeping for the next fucking month, so ignore that. Ryan, what you got?
I'm gonna plug Hop Bullet. It's a pretty good beer.
Like it?
Double IPA.
Is that who makes it?
Yeah.
No, Sierra Nevada?
Yeah, Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, Heavy Seas Loose Cannon's pretty good too. Hey Evan, finish us out.
Well, first, this is not worth it. Narragansett Holiday Spice
Tis
Ale.
the season.
You'll drink a few sips and then just wish you.
You will smell it and be like, this smells like the candles of Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it does. It
it's
smells.
a novelty that ends quick.
It
smells
smells
so good.
delicious.
Yeah. It burns down like a nice dry Christmas tree.
Tastes like an old tree.
It tastes pretty not great. Yeah, it's holiday shitted.
But thank you for tuning in to Brutally Honest Network, Brutally Honest Reviews. Keep tuned. Stay tuned.
Are we all doing finger gun?
Do your thing, bang bang!
Stay tuned for more episodes, more reviews coming next week,
Every week.
and our other shows. And have a good week.
Thank you.